Hello and welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, grab your virtual seats right quick. I have Coach Ev in the house.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
All right, everybody. Listen, welcome to this edition of the Kim Jacobs Show. I am so excited to have you guys in the studio with me today. Thank you so much, Coach Ev.
Thank you so much for having me, Miss Kim.
Oh, you are serious over there. I love it. I love it. I love it. You're not playing. You like, I am here, ready, showing up. Got my birthing orders and my marching. You know how people have their marching orders. You have your birthing orders. You ready to rock and roll. Listen, I am wanting you right now, if you will, Coach Ev, to go ahead and share today's broadcast from my Facebook page. Are we friends on Facebook? I don't know.
I'm not sure we are, but I do follow the Kim Jacobs Show.
So okay, well, anyway, you can share it. It's live on all of the different platforms. Okay. Share it over to your friends now. Perfect. This is an opportunity for you to do that. As well, all of you that are coming into the virtual, I can't ignore the fact that I am I would say I'm glowing, but I'm actually So there's no need to deny it. I'm 50, right? So, I could just keep talking through it like it's not happening and just be like, what's your problem? It's not me that's sweating. It is me. I'm actually having a hot flash over here. So for all of you that are 50 and older, I know you can relate to me and you understand my situation here. So give me a moment and I shall cool down. Okay. But anyway, I am so excited isn't that true, Coach Ev? It's like the elephant in the room. It's like, why is she shining over there?
So honestly, I thought you looked great. Didn't even notice the shine.
I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it. I'll be shining like this on, looking like a okay. Anyway, listen, y'all. Today we are in for a treat. We have Coach Ev with us here in the studio, and we're getting ready to take a lot of notes. I encourage everyone. Let me grab this for you. A lot of times people are always looking to get fancy things to write notes in and stuff. Mm-hmm. If you just have a basic blank notepad.
Yes,
you can capture so much right from the dollar store. Get you some composite notebooks or whatever works for you. Use your electronic devices, but capture this information that this man is going to share with you today. Don't miss out on some key information, all because you don't have anything to write it on. Come on now, go grab you a piece of paper and just call it a day.
Or use your phone. Or use the notes in your phone.
Right. I have tons of notes. I picked that little pencil thing, click, and I'm forever capturing notes and the stuff that I always go back to later. I know we haven't even started the show technically, but let me welcome to you guys Coach Ev. Now, there are people that are known as midwives and they help birth that vision, babies. They birth things out of you, right? They pull it out of you. Well, you haven't met anyone until you've met America's mid-man. That's what we're talking to today, Mr. Coach Ev, which is Mr. Evan Brown. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
I can tell already that we're going to have a great time.
Yes.
You have a great smile, and I love smiles. That's what it's like, that those teeth are pearly white over there. So today, as we start talking to everyone, people are already jumping on. And if you're just jumping on, we're talking with Coach Ev. He's going to be talking to us how to birth our vision into purpose and into business itself. Yeah. Take us on a journey, Coach Ev. Why did you ever become interested in this as your passion?
Whoa. So you guys ready to lock in?
We ready.
It gets interesting. What I'm doing right now in life, I never imagined, thought, planned, or anything like this. My goal, my dream, what my parents taught me was go to college, get a good degree, get you a nice stable job, buy you a house, get you a sports car, get you a pickup truck, and go about your day and have some kids, and that's it.
Okay.
My life went totally left. I went to school, got that dream job, quit that dream job, took some dead-end jobs, all because I knew that there was something different about me, and I just could not do the typical 9 to 5. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people are graced and called and designed to be in certain sectors, but I realized early that I don't think this one is for me.
Mm.
It's not the structure, it's not the pay. It's really just I was more concerned with life fulfillment than making a dollar. And I had to stop and say, you know what, if with my goal at that moment in time being just life fulfillment, had no idea that it was purpose. I just wanted to be happy. I wanted to do what I wanted, what I love to do. And I was even okay with taking the dead end jobs to find out what it is that I really love to do. So that became my doorway to purpose, my route to find out why on earth am I here. There's a book by Rick Warren that I read, and I took that. It felt like a year-long book, but I took every day answering those questions. And I said at the end of this book, I want to know why I'm here, or if I don't know why I'm here, I want to be so set on this journey that it becomes a non-negotiable. And that's how that kickstarted everything. That one little book I got from Barnes and Noble at the time for $16.99 messed up my mama and my daddy's plan for my life.
That's it. Once you read that, it's over. Yeah. Well, I've read it. Many people, millions of people have read it, and we know that it's changed so many people's lives.
So many.
So share with us how to identify our purpose and what we're here on this earth to accomplish, And
then what it did for me, it made me wake up and realize that I was standing slap in the middle of purpose. I was just not doing those things to make it all come together. With what I'm doing now, I am not doing anything that I have not been skilled or talented or graced to do for the last 10 to 15 years, and I'm only 30. But I realize that often purpose is one of those things that we have to stop, identify what's around, assess, and then put the pieces together.
Yes, you're talking my language.
I'm one of those that really believes that, we believe that as we go along this journey called life, that nothing happens by coincidence, by happenstance. Everything is intentional. It's an ordained thing.
Right.
And if all things really do work together for my good, that means that every step that I've taken, I've picked up something along my journey that at some point is all going to come together and it's going to, boom, make sense.
Oh my gosh. You're on the right show, because I want every person that's watching to officially see the box, the whole box, to the big 1,000-piece puzzle. And then at the end of the day, the guests that I bring on, I want you to be able to show them how to put those pieces of that puzzle together by leaving the box there and guiding them through those step-by-step processes. So you're here, you're going to teach us so much, and I am grateful for that. So let's jump right in. What are some things you want to tell us to help us be able to birth our visions?
I would also say, I would first go back to, before you even get into the vision stage, why are you here? Now, that book that I read by Rick Warren ignited some things, and it allowed me to answer some questions that I had never been in a position where I was forced to answer. So I'm a believer. I grew up in the faith. I love God. I've been in church my entire life. I've been the drummer. I've been the executive pastor. I've been the greeter. I've done it all when it came to the context of church. But that book put my life in my face. And I said, I've got to answer these questions. And for quite a few of those questions, I had no answer. And I was like, okay, if I don't have an answer for this, I've got to figure this thing out. So before I even got to the vision, I had to stop and say, why am I here? What am I on this earth to do? Before I tell anybody to jump into anything from the coaching standpoint, tell me why you're here and tell me what you're supposed to be doing. And also,
I can tell you why I'm here. One of the things that I'm here on this earth for is to serve God to glorify him and to magnify him and to be able to share with other people the goodness of my journey as a spiritual believer. But then another thing that I know I'm put on this earth to do is to be able to impact the masses of women and people from all walks of life, to be able to teach them the process of how to overcome their circumstances and their situations and not feel like the weight of the world is on our shoulders, because at the end of the day, if it's on us, some kind of way we can handle it. So I know that I'm here to help bring balance and nurture people and to help people understand that we are not our circumstances. I'm not my circumstance. Just because something, let me not go ahead, Coach Ed.
Go ahead.
No, you go. You done start yanking out some motivation in me. Go.
You were talking good, and it's the truth. I have this is my personal philosophy, and you can't tell me that it's not right, because I've seen it work too many times. I believe that so many people go, and especially when it comes to our faith, in good faith, we go on these journeys in search of purpose. We're like, Lord, I want to know why I'm here. And so instead of us often sometimes picking up a resource or even being aware that resources like the purpose-driven life exists, Rick Warren to sponsor me, we do things like, and I love it, but we go on our fast. We'll get up at 5 a.m. I mean, we're praying, we're not eating, we're sowing, we're believing that God's going to do all these things just to unveil us to the reason that we're here. And I wholeheartedly try, every time it comes up, I try to debunk that myth, because you said something when you first start off as to why you're here. You talked about you being a believer and you bring glory to God. I personally believe that we all have the same purpose. So many of us are searching for this purpose, this mystical land, like in Shrek. And it's like, it doesn't exist because we all got the same one.
Right.
To glorify God and make his name famous. However, because he's so good, he gives us individual avenues that we're able to take to fulfill that. So I tell people all the time, if you're looking for purpose, stop. If you're looking for purpose, stop. Look for the avenue in which purpose will be fulfilled in your life. For Ms. Kim, it is bringing awareness to women that they can do this thing. They can have a balanced life. They can literally affect the world. But then for me, it is like, hey, you know what? One of my avenues is to help people start businesses, because I don't look at businesses as just money. This is the way that we change our families. So to me, business is not business. Business is family. I am building something to establish and to perfect and to build legacy for my family. So it's like, that's my avenue. So what am I doing? I'm teaching people business and giving them the encouragement, the motivation, and the foundational steps to build a successful business on any level. You know why? Because when you have a good business and you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're doing what your purpose to do, the quality of your life is enhanced and it's changed. And when your quality of your life is enhanced and changed, you are a much better person. You're a more effective person. You're a more transparent and believable person. And at that point, people can look at you and say, tell me about your life.
Yes.
You are doing something different. And the first thing that comes out of your mouth and say, well, you know what? I love the Lord God with all my heart. He gave me a little guidance, gave me a few steps. And I said, you know what? I'm going to walk with him. Then I started to say, you know what, God, what would you like for me to do? What's my avenue? And instead of me looking for purpose, I started to look for my avenues. I realized a lot of believers who are lost on the purpose journey, it's not an intentional thing. They just don't know. Stop looking for purpose, but look for your individual avenue for the season and the time that you're in.
Oh my goodness! I was trying to type your point. Wait a minute. The point you just made right here. If you're looking, oh man, we got to put you are like. Wait a minute, I'm taking that off the screen. It's if you're. I'm definitely not gonna put
purpose.
Disregard the other comment, because that's not. You are is apostrophe RE. So if you're looking for purpose to stop it. It is looking for the avenue to have it in. Okay. Yeah. So that's important to keep that in mind. It's about the avenue that your purpose is going to be rolled out through. Because all of us have gifts and all of us have talents that God requires us to use. Les Brown, you may already know this too, speaks often about us not going to our graves and not going to our deathbed, and all of our talents and everything's still within us. And the talents are angry that they were put inside of us because nothing was done. So at the end of the day, you may hear me and you hear Les Brown, and I'm sure you, Coach Ev, say, I want to live full and I want to die empty. I want to leave everything that God intended for me to do on this earth, you know?
Every single thing. Everything.
So what's the next step for you? You say, stop looking for purpose, but know how to operate in your purpose, basically. Okay.
Identify your avenue. And the next thing will be to get busy. Now, my plight with people today.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you something. Come here. I told my son, lean down. They can't see you. I told my son, my 19-year-old son, lean over some more. They can't see you. Okay. Say hello.
How you guys doing?
And tell everybody something that you need people to do for you, to vote for you. Go ahead.
I need you guys to vote for me on Boomer Science's website.
It's Abby. It's AbbVie Scholarship. He actually received a $3,000 scholarship thanks to Sean Hall helping him. And with All Roads Education, she's his scholarship coach. And he received a $3,000 scholarship, Coach Ev. But now he is in qualification for a $22,000 scholarship.
Go get it.
And the way for him to win is if people type vote 15, and I'll tell you
6. Oh, I'm sorry.
by the time he get it. But the reason I put him on right quick, Coach, is because I have, when you're talking about telling your kids and different things to do, and I'm teaching balance and all of these things, one thing that my children do is they will cook food, and I smell it while I'm on the show, but I don't always get to taste it. So I'm like, as much as I cook for people, Coach Ev, why is it that they would cook in my kitchen, right?
And not
cook for me. So look what he did.
That's so kind. That's it.
He just bought me some protein, some chicken, asparagus, and some eggs.
I have class in 5 minutes.
Oh, he has class in 5 minutes. He's at UNC Charlotte. Okay, so text what?
Text on 15. Vote 15 to 60193.
Oh, here it is. Okay, they already put it up. Say thank you to everybody.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.
Thank you for breakfast, sweetheart. That was a good interruption, Coach Ev. I said that's a good thing.
Because I just got hungry.
Even I can't eat it right now while we're talking, right? Because it'd be like, anyway. So tell us now. We have vision. We have purpose. I mean, now what's the next step from your perspective?
Once you realize, okay, I've identified my avenue in which I'm going to take. This is the thing that I tell everybody: learn your area. There is nothing more discouraging. There's nothing more damaging. There's nothing more disappointing than connecting with someone who loves what they do, but they are not educated or equipped to do what they do. That's a lot of us. We know different, like that's also part of the reason we don't even launch into certain business endeavors that we are graced to, is because we just don't know enough, and we have not created the time to be able to sit down and to do the research necessary. So my first thing, or my second thing, is always stop what you're doing. Once you identify your avenue, learn your lane. You've got to learn your lane. You've got to be willing to say,
no, that's good. Learn your lane.
Yeah, I'm going to put in the time and the effort to learn about the thing that I'm passionate about.
That's good. I love that. I'm typing with what you're saying here. This is really,
learn
your lane.
Learn your lane.
And how do people learn their lanes from your perspective?
Well, you know what, Miss Kim? I almost called you Coach Kim.
Go ahead. I do some consulting and coaching too. If they don't want to work with the male version of the person, then they can come to me too.
I love it. They can do this thing. It's a really powerful tool that we have. Google. Learning your lane when it comes in the year 2020 is one of the easiest things that you can do. That's why when there are moments and times in my coaching sessions and my strategy sessions where I'm like, okay, I'm taking my notes, I'm listening to you, and I say, so what have you learned? Not from me, but what have you learned independently? And when you say I didn't know anything, and my first question is, you didn't think to Google? You Google restaurants, you Google everything else. Why didn't you think to Google? It's one of those things where it comes like this. People don't trust Al Gore's internet, and I get it because there's so many things on Al Gore's internet. But I'd rather you come into a session or you come into a space where you're knowledgeable and somebody can simply just say, hey, you know what? Part of that information is correct, but here's the correct second half of that. Then for you to be taught something or given something that luckily I'm integral, so I'm going to give you good advice. But what happens to those who've come into situations where they've not gotten good advice or not gotten good counsel, and now they've moved forward on things with incomplete information, and so therefore they're set up to fail very fast. And it's like, oh my God, I launched out into purpose and God failed me. No. You launched out, you just didn't learn anything. And because you didn't learn first, you just took whatever the first thing you got. And that person may just not have been the most educated in that area and didn't know how to tell you, or they just made up something just to take your money if you strategize and consulted with them. So my thing for everyone, learn your lane. It does not take long to do research. Research
some good stuff that you're sharing.
You can do research on the sofa. You can do research in the car. You can do research as you lay in the bed before you go to bed. You can do research on your lunch break. You can pull these little trusty, dusty things here and just type away and find all the information you need.
That's right.
Got to be willing to learn the lane that you feel that you say that you're purposed to or called to.
That's good. So do your research. Do that research. This is good. I'm popping all of these they're typing them backstage. You got to meet some of the team backstage, but they said, do your research. Google, find a way to do that research and get the information. Also, a couple of people are on making comments. My mom said, good morning. Evan, I see. Oh, Ivan. Now, Ivan is my son. Okay, I see you. I need help to vote for you. That's so funny. Okay, we'll help you, mommy. Our mother, Patricia Lofton, she is over the Department of Women within the North Carolina 2nd jurisdiction of the Church of God in Christ, and that's over North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. She said, take the time and effort to learn your lane. That's some good stuff, she said.
Got to learn your lane.
Very good. Very good. Very effective tips and pointers. Oh, hey, people are on here. Great show. This is my brother. Great show, Kim and Coach Ev. All right. You nailed it on the head, Kiata said. Kiata, your Facebook profile, you serious? You look cute. I was trying to just say her comment, but I was like, she's like, you know,
yeah.
All right, you guys, so much. Thank you for your comments. Make sure you continue to ask questions. You have a coach right here that's giving free training to my studio audience, to everyone viewing today. Take advantage of this wonderful opportunity. Coach Ev is here to answer your questions. If you have any specific questions, get to typing. Type them as a virtual studio audience member, and he'll answer them for you. So right now, you've said you want to make sure that we go beyond just trying to identify what our purpose is. We all have the same purpose. So once we know that and we establish that we have this purpose, now we need to put that purpose to work, basically.
Yes.
And identifying what is it that you're going to do. As I prayed for you backstage, and everyone I always pray for, that we salt the earth. How are we going to salt the earth? What are you going to do to bring impact and change to this world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're saying, get busy and do some research.
Learn.
Okay.
Learn.
And stay in our lane. How do we stay in our lane versus going in somebody else's lane? Because sometimes people don't know their lanes.
That's true, but I honestly believe part of not knowing your lane or jumping from lane to lane is because you really have not answered that first question. Why on earth am I here? What is my particular avenue? When you get confirmation and you're clear on your avenue, you'll realize, oh, you know what? I can merge into this lane. However, this probably seems like a little bit more of a headache, a little bit more stress. It may look like fun temporarily, but there's something on the inside of me that's going to say, you know what? Let me put my car back in my lane. But I believe wholeheartedly those who are lane jumpers, and I know how it feels because I've been one. I have not always been this 100% clear on my avenue.
Me either.
And it takes time. It does take trial and error. It does take moments in time where you jump around and see, okay, you know, how many lanes can you get into before you realize, hey, you know what, I'm in this lane and my car just doesn't go fast enough for this lane.
Right.
So merge on back to the right side because I got to get where my car can survive. So it's a part of us all, you know, and it's one of those things that I love saying this, I believe it's the honest truth. We're good at so many different things, but we're supposed to be.
Right.
Well, we serve a God that's multifaceted, and how can we not be?
That's right.
He's layered. He's good. He's just really good at a lot of stuff. And if we're made in this image, of course, we're going to be stocked and staffed with goodness. It's just a matter of sitting down to decipher through what's supposed to be my lane especially for right now, because one of the things that I know is often a stumble point or a hurdle an invisible hurdle for a lot of people is realizing that life happens in stages and in waves. Even those things that seem purpose or things that you're called by God to do, sometimes you got to realize that, hey, you know what? You did this. Your season's up. It's time for you to go into a new lane, doing something maybe slightly different, maybe totally different, but you're not supposed to do the same thing forever.
That's right.
You're not designed to go like that.
I agree.
Glory to glory, faith to faith.
Sometimes people be in denial. It's like, no, it's over.
Yeah.
That particular thing right there is over.
And it's like, you've been doing this too long.
Right.
You've been doing this, in my opinion, about 10 years may be about the max for you to be doing one particular thing, especially if you believe that, okay, you know what, God told me to do it. Except if you're a pastor. I know pastors can go about 20, 30 years, but even some of them, you know, I love the Lord and I love the local church, but some of them should have been passed the baton. You know, we see it a lot of times in politics, but we also see it inside the church. You know, we prefer to transition from to reward sometimes in the same seats in which we were started in. It's like, that's not how this is designed to go. But that's a whole different
that's a whole different topic. You like, let me get on off of that. I saw you could go like, you was like this, let me drive my car back over here.
If my mom is not watching live, she'll be watching the replay. She's like, "Why did you say that about the church?"
See, now you did not have to even go there.
You didn't even ask me that.
Mother Lawson would be like, she gonna start typing, "Stay in your lane, stay in your lane."
Okay, talk. I'm an ordained pastor, so I can give a little language.
That's right. That's right. You still in your lane, right?
Sure,
And you know what? It goes in line with the fact that as each of us are endued or empowered with multiple gifts and talents. And I do believe that God wants us to do something with what he's put inside of us. I talked about that last night. I was at a conference. I was a speaker at an event last evening. And I think, like how the parable talks about one was given 5 talents, one was given 2, and one was given 1. And the one that was given 5 doubled it. So they went out and did something, whether it's Googled or whatever they did something with that talent, those 5 talents, and made something of it. Then the one that was ultimately given 1 just buried it, being slothful and not, they're like, well, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what the master is going to expect of me. Guess what? He expects us to put it to good use and to do something with it. So I do believe that each of us have our gifts and our talents, and we have to put them to work so that we're not offending God.
Yeah. And
I don't want to offend God in anything that I do,
And I think that's a beautiful perspective to have, because if we looked at it from the standpoint of that, these things that are just popping in my head or in my heart and my mind or my spirit, they're not just popping up. They were given to you. That means that you were trusted with these things. And when you choose to do nothing with it, it's really a slap in the face. It's like, man, big God trusted you with this, and you didn't even think enough of him to try to put it to work no matter how you felt.
That's right. No matter how you felt. That's good.
No matter how you felt, because one thing about now, and then we'll say things like, we know that God is faithful. Well, did his faithfulness run out when he gave you an idea that was bigger than you, that he knew that there's no way you could do it all on your own, but it's because you just weren't supposed to.
That's right. I
believe if we did this, like a very simple thing, when God gives us something, cool, I'm gonna give it back to you. That's when I believe it opens up our mind and perspective. Even when I tell my business clients that are Christians that are like me, I'm like, hey, you know what? First thing I think you need to do is shift your perspective. You are not a business owner. I am not a business owner. I am a general manager. The Lord has given me something to steward, because in my mind, if it's his will, it's his bill. And all I'm doing is taking direction from the man who really owns this. And so when I moved myself from the seat from the pressure that came from the seat of number 1, and solidified myself in the seat of number 2, and let God be my CEO, my big boss, the leader, the investor, it changed everything about how I even moved with my business, because I no longer had those imaginary pressures that I had put on, because the pressures of a business owner. Well, I'm not just a business owner. I'm a kingdom business owner. So I'm really more so of a business partner than a business owner. I
love it. And you know what? It's funny. We could do some serious seminars together. Just you and I traveling and doing virtually, not really traveling, just right from our house. But look, I'm like a boss.
Like a boss.
I'm like a boss because my boss is way bigger than me. Absolutely. And my boss is one that I report to, which is my Heavenly Father. So I'm just like a boss. That's what I that's what I got on my desk. I'm like a boss. The ultimate boss is who I report to,
Listen, I take instruction. That's okay. I'm gonna write this down. If I got questions, I go on back and ask, hey, I'm not really sure about this. How do you want me to go about it? And then go on about it. But one of the things, it removes that pressure. That pressure leads people to like not doing anything, to not launching out, into being this fear thing that we could. Yeah, it leads them right into fear. And then they end up not doing anything. And then I do believe that when you choose not to move forward in those things that you've been positioned in purpose to do, you got to answer for that.
That's right.
I believe you got to answer for that.
Well, good. This is some great. I mean, not even good. This is some great nuggets. If you guys have not been taking notes, you can go back and watch the replay and make sure that you go and type in capture all of these points that's being shared. Now, you're an ordained pastor.
Yes.
You're also a coach. You went down a whole different path than what your family thought you were going to go down. What do you say to people that are really trying to find their way on this journey called life, and they really don't know what their purpose is? They don't know where to begin. They don't know. They're just like, I'm stuck. How can I get unstuck from where I am? Any advice that you would give them? Maybe you got it, but they don't have it,
Yeah, I will give you guys, I would tell you to do everything that I did. find your way through. Literally be okay with making mistakes. I quit a $90,000 job at NASA and took a $24,000 job at a car dealership part-time answering the phone. Because I said to myself, if I know this is not it, I've got to be willing to vacate what I know isn't it while I go in search of what it is. And that's when I start to pick up different skills. So I would definitely say just be okay with making certain jumps and making certain changes, even if it's not per se a job. It may be a perspective, it may be a city, it may be a location, it may be a mindset. Just be willing to make those changes, because once you unlock your avenue, it's going to change everything. But sometimes you have to step away from what you're comfortable in to really be able to assess what's happening. I'll tell you all this, nothing brings strength to the top of your mind, nothing brings strength out of your life like strife, and when things just simply just don't make sense and you can't figure it out on your own. That's when I believe you really see how strong you are. Right. It takes a little pressure. It takes a little opposition. It takes a little rubbing together. It takes a little discomfort. And the way that we're wired, and even the way that society has trained us, that we're trained for comfort. And so, but when it comes to finding your reason for being here and what you're called to do and what your avenue of lane that you're going to go into, it's a journey through discomfort. It's not a comfortable journey. Right. The first thing, you definitely got to be okay with not being comfortable, because your comfort zone is honestly a death trap anyway.
That's right.
I mean, it's the definition of a stronghold, a choker, whatever you can think of, is comfort zone.
That's good.
If you are determined to stay in your comfort zone, you are determined to live a subpar life.
That's so interesting that you're saying that, because it's easy to be comfortable in the situation. Like, because I'll give you an example. I like to give personal examples sometimes, because then I can help just share parts of me too. When I was trying to figure out, okay, I was in the studio, I had people coming to a studio to do the show, but then now I was trying to figure out, well, how am I going to do this with COVID-19? And then I started, it was glitching and all kinds of little things was happening. I was trying to figure it out, but I couldn't. I was like, I'm just kind of failing through. Yeah. At the end of the day, I started just doing it. And now it's going so much better and smoother and easier than what I just quit. Yeah. At the very beginning. At first I was like, let me get on and give tips about COVID. Let me get on and I just was trying to figure out how can I connect with my audience. And then God put in my spirit, do what you already are. You're the balance doctor. And that's what I already told you for many years. So help people balance some aspects of their lives, because everybody needs this help. And everybody push me out of my comfort zone, because I'm over here trying to do a lot of stuff by myself that I'm not skilled at doing. You know? And I know people can see me trying to do it, and they're like, everybody getting to see my flaws. So it's what you're saying, kind of failing through.
Yeah. Failing through, because you learn lessons. Like I wrote after reading The Purpose Driven Life, I thought it was a great book, but I could understand why a lot of people in my age demographic would never pick it up. And right. So, about 4 years after reading that, kind of really my life being on the track, on the path that it is right now, I wrote my own little ebook called For the Purpose Chaser. And one of the first things I talked about is, like, you've got to be able to identify and realize what's not purpose for you. Right. Because of comfort and because of a desire for an establishment or security, a lot of us are standing in the middle of things that really are nowhere near purpose for us. But because these things are such pillars in our lives, we can't see around or see through the fact that, hey, you know what? This is not it for me. And so I in that book, I kind of break down, like, you got to be able to step away and step back and say, you know what? This isn't it for me.
What book is this? Tell me again.
It's called For the Purpose Chaser.
Oh, For the Purpose Chaser. Okay. For the Purpose Chaser. How do they get a copy of that book?
They can go to my website, www.coachev.com. And it's an ebook. It's a quick read. It's about 4 to 5 chapters. It's got some questions in there. But I realized I needed to help people understand the way that I did, because it would free a lot of people. Because I was in that, I'm a part of that millennial group that fell in love with Christ really, really hard and just went all the way. Everything was God. And then all of a sudden we got a little dissatisfied at year 3, 4, or 5, because we realized that some of the things that we were raised and taught versus where we are right now and what we're learning in our own, there's some disconnects there. We realize that we are probably the first generation that is more concerned with doing what we're supposed to be doing and not just making a living and making life make sense. So there's so many battles, even in that alone. Just realize, because, you know, when you think about it, I can speak for my family. My parents were not brought up or you know, raised to live the life of find your purpose, find your why, do what you're, you know,
right.
It was, hey, you know what, grow up, provide a better life for you than what you had, and that was it.
Right.
We're like, hey, you know what, we'll go get a degree that can easily get us an $80,000 job, then we'll to go sell art. And it's like, well, why would you do that? Well, it was because I found my why. I found what does it for me. And so therefore I am willing to do just that, even if it doesn't make sense to those that I love the most. But it's a different level of awareness. Even how we study the Bible, there are things that my generation and my demographic can easily spot out and see within the scriptures that there are pastors who may be preaching 30, 40 years that may have never looked at it from those particular vantage points. And it's not bad. It's just one of those things how we talked about, things go from glory to glory, things elevate, things evolve, things are supposed to keep going and growing in a way that is supposed to make people uncomfortable. It's supposed to be good.
That's right. Good. This is some good nuggets. I mean, I'm like, this is excellent. Listen, you know what? I normally wait till sometimes at the after party to get this clip quick, because I like some testimonials from different people so that I can put it up later, different places. Yeah. But I definitely want you with that brown background and that jacket and the brown, everything matching. I'm going to remove myself from the screen for a second. Okay. And I want you to encourage people to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show, because you do much better than I ever would. Let me go here. Let me go right there and move myself off. Say some type of quick subscribe so everybody know. I normally say it myself, but I'm going to let you say it because you over there working.
I got you. Let me know when to go. I can go now. Cool. Hey guys, listen, subscribe right now to the Kim Jacobs Show. You need to know what is a life of balance, a life of clarity, a life of that just makes sense. You need this, and all this is right here on this channel, on this show. I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you. I knew it was going to be good. Thank you. Okay, y'all, make sure y'all subscribe. You can just go right to my YouTube channel, and you don't have to do anything except for hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications to all. When you do that, you get alerted every time the show is live with guests like Coach Ev. You don't want to miss these episodes, because these are some really life transforming. How do you manage? How do you juggle? How do you balance? How do you figure out this thing called life? Right here with Coach Ev. And make sure that you also visit his website. I'm going to take you there as well, and we can talk through your website for everyone. Let's see. Okay, let me take people right to your website, and you can talk through that. I love your website too, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I am Evan Brown. Okay, talk us through it.
Yeah, so this is what I consider to be my virtual headquarters. We are definitely in process right now, making some updates. As you guys can see from some of the photos, that I am not that same particular guy anymore, but it just kind of opens you up and gives you a real good snapshot of who I am, what I believe, and a good dose of what I do. I am not just an author and a motivational speaker and a vision birther. I'm a business coach. I am an encourager. I am what you call a pusher. Not a drug pusher, but a purpose pusher and a life pusher, because I do believe wholeheartedly that all you need sometimes in life is just a push. Also there, you can see some of the amazing products I have been able to be an online or virtual e-learning teacher for the last 3 or 4 years. And I have webinars on everything from cracking the code on purpose to help I push everyone except myself, how to generate online sales, and even also how to write your first book. I am a 5-time author, and I have figured out this science on how to write a book in 30 days or less. So you can download my Book Writing Made Easy packet. Also, if you're looking to self-publish, I am also a self-publisher, self-publishing coach. I make sure I help people package their stories and to bring them out to the world. And also from there, you can see the snapshots of my social media, where I would love to stay connected with you guys. You can go to my Facebook, Instagram, or Periscope, or YouTube. All that information will definitely be on there. But while you're there, put your little email address down there and join my mailing list to stay in the loop with all the great things that I have coming up. I'm excited about the rest of 2020 and then going into 2021. And I would absolutely love to have you guys on this journey with me as we go forward and just be great.
I just subscribed to.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, wait.
Yep, it came through. I got it on my phone.
Okay. I was like, wait, did it go through or not? Okay. Yes, I am so excited about having you on today's show. And thank you so much, Kenice, for referring
Yes.
Coach Ev. I'm grateful for the referral. It's just an opportunity. I don't know my guests until you guys come on myself. And so I feel like I'm a kid at a candy store or trying to take notes at a conference myself and learning so much from you. So here, Lauren says, come on, Ev, good stuff.
So listen, Miss Kim, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Lauren, but Lauren is probably one of the most phenomenal people I've ever met. She's based in Atlanta. She's a speech pathologist, a investor. She's a bona fide preacher and teacher. She's a businesswoman. She has an amazing twin sister, Kristen, as well. You guys should probably link and connect, because when I tell you one of the people that I think are full of the most wisdom that I've ever kind of encountered, it's like a quiet storm that you don't see coming. But when they open their mouths, her and her sister both, it's kind of like, you better listen.
Well, I am okay. As simple as that. I'm going to send you a link. They can book themselves or book one or the other, however they want to come on the show. So, Lauren, you're invited to be a guest on the Kim Jacobs Show per Coach Ev's recommendation. And maybe you can connect us, via text some kind of way backstage at some point.
Okay, we'll do.
That's awesome. And again, you have a beautiful profile picture, and excited to have you be able to come on the show. And I already said, okay, so now coming up soon is Lauren and her twin sister will be coming
out there.
You know what? Every one of us have a story to share, and people can learn so much from our journey. So thank you for that. My mom said, amen. Excellent. Subscribe to the Kim Jacobs. That's my cheerleader right there. That's my mama.
That's it.
my mama, my cheerleader. She's like, I'm on here for you, baby.
My cheerleader logs on to Facebook late, and she says, oh, I missed your broadcast. I'm going to watch the replay, aka my mom.
That's okay. It's right there, Mom, and you'll be able to enjoy your baby boy and all the knowledge that you have imparted to him. And okay, yes, Lauren. Lauren, you're so welcome, and I look forward to interviewing you. Make sure you guys go to www.IamEvanBrown.com. You can stay connected with him at Vision Birthers on all of the different social media platforms. Again, Vision Birthers. Somebody type that for me. Vision Birthers. BIRTHERS. And that's through Instagram, Facebook, all of the Twitter. You stay connected with him that way. Also subscribe right on his page by putting your email. And that way you'll stay connected through newsletters and other key things that's happening with some of the events that he has coming up and all of the different offerings that he has. All right. Vision Birthers. Yes. Let's see. So what else do you want to tell us that could be helpful to the audience today?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what I tell myself every day. This is the time to go after the stuff that in the years past that you wouldn't. I wholeheartedly believe that one of the interesting but great things that has happened within this pandemic and this, I guess, unplanned time is that the playing field has been leveled. Everyone, I mean, from celebrity to major influencer, everybody was pushed back down to level one and to a certain degree. And I believe that if you can muster up the courage to move now, you'll be opening yourself up to a realm of opportunity, to a realm of provision, to doors that are not going to make any sense to you. But I do believe that right now is the time to start to build. I know one of the things that I said as a joke, I was like, in the beginning of the pandemic or the COVID-19, we told everyone, rest. You get your sleep, catch up on your sleep. This is divine rest. And now I tell everybody right now, at this point, it's either go big or go home. Because if you don't start to do anything or don't start to look into yourself and then look into other opportunities in different ways, you're going to miss the wave. And it's going to be nobody's fault but your own. There's nobody's. You're just going to miss the wave. I do believe wholeheartedly. For example, I have a big goal, big dream. I want to be on TV. I want to be on one of those round table shows where they just talk about stuff. Because I honestly, that's generally a female based or a female based situation or not sitcom or shows, but I have had visions and dreams about it turning into a co-ed or a male arena where there's opportunities are there. And I was like, you know what? I want that to happen. And so when I was like, if I'm believing for that, I started to get a lot of virtual opportunities. And I was like, this is my perfect time to get comfortable having conversations with individuals that I don't know before we got on the screen, and just allowing things to flow naturally. Because if I'm going to be on TV doing this in less than a year, putting it in the atmosphere, I might as well go ahead and get comfortable doing it now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you in advance, and don't get brand new, Coach Adam. I'm gonna tell you right now, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Remember when, okay? And I want you to bring me on that show. And guess what? I believe wholeheartedly that it's going to happen. I believe that if it's in your heart and you believe it, you can achieve it. And I know that you can achieve it because you have the passion for it, the wherewithal, the wisdom, the excitement, the media package back there with that brown wall is saying everything, right? That's everything. And then you got the shirt to match.
I said, let's just do it. Let's just do it this morning. Come on, Kim Jacobs Show. Let's not half step.
Thank you so much. You came all the way correct. And I do believe that your vision will happen and your goals and your dreams will become a reality because you're doing and you're setting the platform, you're setting things. Oh, is something glitchy? Okay, on my end it's like I'm oh, I don't know what's happening over here. But anyway, I do believe that you definitely will realize your dreams for sure. So keep right on your path and know that you're right on the right track. But when you do get the show, don't forget me.
I got you.
And you can always come on this show and continue to test the waters and share your strategies and share ideas because the information is so helpful. So if you say, Kim, I want to come on and talk about how to publish the book or how to whatever one of those different topics that you already offer, come right back on the Kim Jacobs Show and share some of those things. And we'll just put you back on. It's that simple.
I love it.
So keep that in mind, too, as we go forward. OK. All right. Let me give you all a couple of other things that's important for you to know. Today's episode sponsor, and this is you can at least take some of these little tips too, that you have to give shout outs to your sponsors. If somebody sponsor your show, you want to recognize them and thank them, right?
Okay.
So today's episode sponsor is Start My Trucking Company. Start My Trucking Company is an opportunity for you to be able to start a trucking company from scratch. Everything that you need to know in a box almost is there for Start My Trucking Company. How to be able to move, how to be able to officially have a trucking business plan, learning more about the trucking industry as a whole. And even if you're interested in international trucking routes, you'll learn that. You'll learn that from the owner and founder who started in this industry approximately 30 years ago and has a wealth and depth of knowledge regarding the trucking industry, how to set up call centers. Everything that you need to know from A to Z. I encourage you to email me, kim@thebalancedoctor.tv, in order for me to connect you directly with the owner. But you can also reach out directly to their company and say the Kim Jacobs Show referred you. 214-699-5009. Again, 214-699-5009. You can also email them at info@startmytruckingcompany.com. Again, that's info@startmytruckingcompany.com. Thank you, Start My Trucking Company, for being today's episode sponsor. All right. These are all little tips you can learn. You may already know all of this stuff.
That was a good one right there. I need to start asking for some sponsors.
You got to get those sponsors, right? And that's the Start My Trucking Company is today's sponsor. So what's some final things that you really want to make sure that we all walk away knowing so that people that are still looking for their way can learn some additional things from you?
Absolutely. I would love for you all to, if you're still looking to find your way to navigate through and to find your thing, the best thing you could always do is to look inside. I believe that everything that we need in life can be added to what's already in there, but often it's the hard part or the tough part or the part that we skip this step is just knowing what's on the inside of me. So I encourage everyone to take a little inventory of your life. One of the things that I love to do that I have to do periodically that I have all my clients do is called, what are you good at? And it's really just get a sheet of paper and write out, what am I good at? And then you write the first thing, the second thing, third thing. And then once you start to notice you're getting stuck, ask yourself out loud, what else? Because I believe that what we've done, we have often just kind of compartmentalized our talents and our skills and our abilities and kind of minimize them down to 3 to 4 things maybe. But in all actuality, the average person that I believe is walking this earth is good at least 15 to 20 things. And I think if we saw that list, how good we are at different things on paper, it will completely transform what we did, what we moved. It wouldn't even affect our confidence levels, because often we just don't realize, hey, I'm good at some stuff. And I just did not realize I'm good at stuff. Now, I may not be passionate about it, because you don't always have to be passionate about what you're good at.
Right.
Still be good. And so I would encourage everyone before this week ends, take inventory, ask you, what am I good at? And start to allow that to be at the center of your prayers, your meditation, your devotion, your brainstorming. Allow that to be at the center, but most importantly, be aware with you. It's like people tell you, be in touch with your feelings, be in touch with your emotions, be in touch with what you're good at. I promise you, it'll change your life. It'll change your family. It'll change your finances. It'll change your mind. It'll change you when you say, you know what? I know what I'm good at.
That's good. So be in touch. I'm going to type that. Be in touch
with your goodness.
With your goodness.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It's there.
Be in touch with your goodness.
It's there. It's so much there. It is so much there. I think if we ever just realized how good we have it and how good we are at things, whether we meant to or not, oh my God, it talking about the scales falling off your eyes, just being able to see. The issue that we have with life is often just a perspective thing. We just don't see things the right way. When we start to see things the right way, it changes everything almost instantaneously.
It does. And you can't, once you see it the right way, you can never go back to being mediocre again.
No,
you can't.
No. When I saw myself and saw that list of the things that I was good at, I knew, there's no way I can live a subpar life. There's just no way. There's no way. There's no way. And I'm not supposed to. Because I'm good at all of this and be subpar.
That's right.
No, not me. And not you either.
Thank you for pointing at me. I agree with you. And I 100% receive that. And I 100% know that. So it's not even, I don't doubt it in any way, shape, or form. I know that God has given me and given you and given my viewers, each of us, an opportunity to do something to impact this world. All of us, it may be something different for each and every one of us, but the world misses out if you don't use the gift that he gave you to use. So you have to use it, or some kind of way. It could have been something that could have changed my life, but you're just sitting on it. That can't happen. You have to kick yourself out of your own comfort zone and go get started with doing some things that you know you're supposed to be doing to impact this world.
Because it's so easy to change the world. Changing one person is changing the world. Because
you better believe it.
Change their entire world.
That's good. Say that again.
It's really easy to change the world because if you can change one person, you have changed their entire world. People, if I never go global, I'm like, that's fine, because I know that I've already gone around the globe 55,000 times, because I believe everybody that I've come into contact with, that I've been able to make a good deposit into, I've changed their world in some sort of way. They may not think the same. They may be willing to review some things. They may be doing things differently, operating differently. And guess what? I've changed the world. So I never have to stand on a global platform, because I've already been on one. I changed one person's world. And guess what? That right there has changed the world more times over than what I could realize. And we all have this same ability. We all have that same reach. Sometimes it's just a conversation, a motivational moment, a seed sown. It could be anything that could change somebody's world. And we're world changers. So go change go change someone's world today. In whatever way you can. We're challenging you. Me and Miss Kim are challenging you to go change someone's world today. And once you do it, message the Kim Jacobs Show and let us know what you did today to change the world.
# change the world. Hashtag change the world, please. Right quick. Just type that in. Hashtag change the world. And listen, if we're on a show together, you're not gonna be calling me. Let me say something to you, Coach Ev. You're not gonna be treating me like you guys say. I'm on this show with Miss Kim.
You know, I'm from the South, and if my mom would text me if you better call her Miss.
I know, and I train my children the same way. But once we on the show, like once I come on your show, don't be acting like I'm 50 just because you're 30.
You're not 25 and a half. Hey, got your asparagus and your good meal. You ready?
I know, I still got my whole plate, but you know what? I have no complaints because my son, just for y'all that are tuning in, my son made this plate for me. I couldn't eat it during the show, but I'm gonna microwave. I'm gonna warm this food in a minute. And I have some chicken, some asparagus and eggs. Y'all don't play with me. My son, I'm training my children up right. I said, anytime you in that kitchen cooking, I don't care who said they're hungry. Kim Jacobs wants a plate. Because I cook for people. Kim Jacobs wants a plate. So bring me a plate. Okay, hashtagging change the world. Yes. Tyra is she's one of my children's godmother. And I'm so glad to have you on, Tyra, today. Thank you for joining in. Lady Justine Hillier said, yes, let's change the world. Tyra said, this is awesome dialogue. Awesome. Because many times people try to make you feel you don't qualify. So we must learn that we are just as important as the next. Mm-hmm. Speak to that for a second.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. But that's what we break it down with everything that we do is a world-changing moment. It's a life-changing moment. Do y'all realize? Look at it like this. I'm not sure if you guys have Walmart in the areas where you live, but you know at Walmart those lines are always extremely long.
Yes,
always. It could be 9 a.m. It could be 9:30 p.m. It could be 3 a.m. It's always long. And what I do when I'm in Walmart, instead of choosing to get frustrated and I'm standing in that line, I say, you know what? I'm going to have an intentional conversation with somebody. So I'm looking in front of me or behind me. Who am I going to start a conversation with? Because I realize those moments like that, whatever the open door may be, could be a life-changing conversation. It could be something as simple as somebody walks to their car saying, you know what? There are good, nice black men who are not trying to rob me, who want nothing from me. There are good people who will just say, hey, how you doing? How was your day? You know, there are people who will just be kind. And that right there could be the thing that makes somebody go home and says, you know what? I can live again. I can restart this life. I can go forward, you know, outside of what just happened to me. That, you know what, that my situation may have been unfortunate or misfortunate, but you know what? There are still good people out here. Guess whose world just got changed? Because that person's perspective is now open again. Their heart is now open again. Their minds are open again. And all you did was have a conversation in Walmart waiting in line because the lines were long.
That's right. Good. Wow. Tyra said, I need to be tuned in every day. I love y'all. Hi, Coach Ev.
Hey, Tyra.
Yes, Tyra. Tyra is from Utica, New York area.
Okay.
Listen, Tyra, you should be tuned in and tell everybody in the Utica, Syracuse, Rochester area up there, Buffalo, New York area to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. Turn on your notifications. If you turn them on all, you won't ever miss an episode. So go ahead and subscribe today. Lady Justine Hillier said, change the world, hashtag change the world. I love it. She said that's the name of their church. And they change the world weekly by feeding the homeless. Great job.
Yes.
Listen, everybody, make sure you guys go to GabesHeartFoundation.org. We're having our virtual 5K walk. Every year we do a 5K walk in honor of our 12-year-old son that passed away. I wear his button every day, Gabriel Michael Jacobs. And Gabe had a tremendously big heart, went to extremes to help everyone. Literally, if there were people being bullied, when he stood at 5'10", he stepped in, he formed friendships. He made the bully person that was doing the bullying and the person being bullied become friends. He negotiated with them and reasoned with them. At the age of 12, at 5'10", he was standing 5'10". Wow. And they called him Guardian Gabe at his school. So when we do our annual 5K walk, Gabe's Heart Foundation, it's an opportunity for us to raise funds to be able to go out and do random acts of kindness called Doing It Gabe's Way. So hashtag Doing It Gabe's Way. We use the money that we receive to go out into the community, buy gas, groceries. Hopefully with the pandemic, we can be able to do some larger scale donations this year. If you all register and donate any amount, it's very helpful. And you'll get a Zoom link so you can actually walk with us on the 5K walk September 26th at 8:00 a.m. If you want to walk on your own and take your own video footage and pictures, just hashtag Doing It Gabe's Way. I'll go out all over social media and pull those over to Gabe's page and share them. Okay. So hopefully you all will participate and be a part of that. Brooklyn is in the house. Okay. Brooklyn is in the house. Yes, I just shared it. Okay. I'm subscribing. About time, Tyra. I didn't know you had, we're going to talk offline. I did not know that you had not subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show. But thank you for your transparency. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. It's never too late. Never too late. Doing it Gabe's way. Doing it Gabe's way. Okay, lots more comments coming up, but I am going to have to get ready to chime off. I'm going to go backstage with Coach Ev, and let me let you guys know. Let's go here. We have Quest Church prayer line at noon, which is now already starting, 978-990-5000. The access code is 322083, and it's Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:30 p.m. Pastor Jacobs is actually praying for people that are impacted with COVID-19. Everything that's happening in our world right now, prayer is needed, and Pastor Jacobs is praying on the Quest Church prayer line Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:30. Okay. Doing it Gabe's way. Yes, Gabe's way. I think I've subscribed. I hope you did, Tyra. Thank you. And I thank you for being my friend for sure. Coach Ev, get ready to close us out with a key final takeaway point, and then stay backstage because we're going to talk a little bit more. Before you do that, let me say this. Listen, tomorrow is Freestyle Friday on the Kim Jacobs Show. That means that we're talking about trending topics. We're talking about whatever you want to talk about as my guest. So continue to send your ideas, topics, links, story links to me. You can email them. You can text them. You can inbox them. I'm getting them all. So y'all have plenty to talk about. I'm getting all of them. So make sure you continue to share those with me, and we'll talk about them tomorrow at 11:00 a.m. And Monday is another important thing. It's going to be the redemption of the Black man, again, with some of the police officers. We did it this past Monday, but we had about 10 more panelists that didn't get a chance to chime in. They were backstage, and I couldn't rotate more than 10 people in. So I was like, oh my gosh, all these great people backstage. So come Monday, the 21st, we're going to have part 2 of that police and the Black man solution discussion. So make sure you tune into that on Monday as well. All right. Coach Ev, take us off of today's episode. You have been a great, when I say a great guest, you can come be my guest anytime.
Okay, I'm going to take you up on that.
I'm not even joking. If you're practicing anyway, you're the one that's going to be on a national platform, international platform, right? In the name of Jesus. I claim it in the name of Jesus for your life. So I'm believing God for that. Since that's going to be the case, you need to be talking a lot more.
I do. So I'm gonna make sure I go back to my link, and I'm gonna book another time for us to come on and talk about something great too.
Something else, whatever. I've already given you open access. Yeah. So now take advantage of it.
There it is.
Right? So y'all are gonna be seeing a lot more of Coach Ev right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, as much as he want to come on.
And there's your word. That's how we're going to close. We're going to close with the fact that you have no idea what kind of opportunities are awaiting on you on the other side of your fear and your nerves right now. So listen, hear me, Coach Ev, hear Miss Kim Jacobs, and I want you guys to do this. Go after it. No, nothing to it but to do it. Go after it. Nerves and all, scared and all, fearful and all. Guess what? We've all been there. It's no way around it, but to go ahead and go to it and get through it. So listen, we believe in you. And most importantly, there are opportunities that are waiting on you. So get to work.
I feel like a proud mom. I'm like,